To game day tailgates. Make the most of the season with a truck from Woodhouse. Our team is ready to help you get the job done with a full lineup of our new or new-to-you trucks from Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, and Nissan. Plus, shop, finance, and buy your way online at woodhouse.com or one of our 17 dealerships. So get a win this season with a truck from Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there's no place that treats you like home like Sap Brothers. For 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and been a reliable partner to local farms and Husker fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into their travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The Rural Fellows Program doubled their average number of participating students this year, putting UNL student interns to work in 17 Nebraska communities for the summer. Interns use their skills to get real-world experience on a variety of projects, from mapping out trail systems to creating promotional videos to researching and documenting local history.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Great job, everyone. Printers, great coverage. Phones, quick pickups. Firewall, tough defense. And network, way to carry the whole team. Ever since Marco started calling our technology plays, we work smarter and our whole game is more streamlined. Marco's all-star services and support give us the winning edge. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Addie Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
We're back inside of our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody, Jeremiah Searles, our favorite segment of the week. We get to pick some games for the weekend. Hopefully, and there's some tough ones. I will say, I struggled with making these picks this week as hard as any week I think I've done.
Really, I did too. I mean, there's a lot of games I feel like that could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, especially, the Big Ten's going to start cannibalizing itself here eventually. I mean, for so many weeks now, we've had undefeateds, and that eventually someone's got to fall off, and that's kind of across the board here in the last few weeks of college football. How it always shakes out is you start getting the really heavy matched teams there at the end.
But first,
we have to.
We need to review last week's results. Northwestern and Michigan, yay team. All 5 of us went with the Big Blue. They win, so everybody gets a win in that one. Illinois, Penn State, the epic Jeremiah, 9 overtime game. We all lost. We all went Penn State, not surprisingly so, but a big win for Brett Bielema.
Huge win for them, and a lot of shade getting thrown at the overtime rules, but I'm all about it. I like the overtime rules. Don't put it on the kicker. Put it on the boys to go score points. It shouldn't take you 9 times to score from the 2. It just shouldn't. I'm sorry.
It's still real football. You're lining up and the offense is trying to score against the defense.
Right. It's not on a kicker. No, it's offense versus defense. Go win the game.
Yeah, it was crazy watching that. I mean, I was so frustrated. Why couldn't anybody score? Like, what is going on? It shouldn't be that difficult, as you said.
Yeah.
It just.
I mean, Clifford should have thrown the one to him and it would have been over. He walks in on the Lion special or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. All right, Wisconsin at Purdue. We were split on this one. Jessica and I are believers in the Badgers. They win. Jeremiah, Andrew, Tim took Boiler up. We win. Yay.
We win.
Yay. I thought they were going to build some momentum off Iowa. I did not anticipate them turning the ball over 5 times. That's just not something I anticipated against them. After turning it over 0 times against the Iowa team that was a ball hog. So, boo me.
Let's hope it happens
Let's
again
hope it
tomorrow.
happens again this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Maryland at Minnesota. The Gophers win fairly handily, 34-13. Jeremiah, Jessica, myself, Andrew all took the Gophers. Tim rolled the dice a little bit, went with the Turtles, and he comes up shy. So 4-1 in that pick there.
On their way to the Big Ten West champions.
They got the inside track. They really do. All right, Ohio State at Indiana. It was a whitewash. The Buckeyes look like they're right. We all took the Buckeyes. Yay, team. Wake Forest at Army. This was a bizarre game. Unbelievable how many points in this game.
I initially saw the score. I was like, oh, Army scored 56. Nice. They're going to – wow, they just let up 70. And the time of possession was what was wild. Wake Forest had like 17 minutes time of possession, scored 70 points.
When's the last time Army scored 56 points?
Oh, man.
I mean, have they ever ever scored 56 points?
I don't know if they ever have scored.
I don't either.
I would have never. I mean, I would have never imagined Army would put up 56. I mean, it's almost a reach to even say they would get to 30 points.
Well,
and then here they hang 56.
The over/under was set at 50, and both teams hit it themselves.
Tim, we might need some research on if Army's ever scored over 50 points in a game before last week. We all took Wake Forest, who's surprisingly good. They still lead their division in the ACC. I won't ask you guys which division they play in, but Wake is 5. We all go 5-0, so A team on Wake Forest. Big 12 action. Iowa State, Oklahoma State. The Cyclones get the home win despite having a touchdown taken off the board by a ridiculous unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Unbelievable. I mean, you're not. I have distinct memories of Kenneth Walker shaking hands with one of his receivers as he runs in the end zone, and that's not a taunting penalty. But the guy kind of brushes his shoulders,
and
makes like a high step, and
yeah.
you take a touchdown off the board in that kind of game. Atrocious call.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about that on Monday. It's just put it on the kickoff, penalize it on the extra point, whatever you got to do, but don't take the touchdown away.
It's so dumb. So
Bad
dumb.
thing. Only one of us believed in the Cyclones.
I hate that. A boy, Greg.
Yeah,
proud of you, Greg.
Everybody else went OSU. So
they looked like the top 10 team that they were supposed to be.
Were not firing names.
Blanks. All blanks.
On Saturday. All right, Oregon, UCLA. This was a really good game. UCLA got out to an early lead. Oregon came back. UCLA had the ball late, trying to drive to win it, turned it over. Unfortunately, the three of us all believed in the Bruins, so we go down in flames. Andrew and Tim took the Ducks. Quack, quack.
I mean, I think I need to stop remembering the UCLA LSU game. And just like that for me is like when I think of UCLA, I think about how much they just poured it on LSU. And I think that they're starting to fade a little bit more as the season goes on.
To me, I need to stop remembering the Oregon-Stanford game.
Right.
I just wasn't necessarily a believer in Oregon. Because UCLA can put up some points. We've seen that. I wasn't.
But then you got to remember the
Oregon
Oregon-Cal game, too, where it came down to Cal should have won it at the end. Like, Oregon is so hot or cold. It's so hard to just believe in them all the time, especially against a quality opponent like UCLA.
Tim with the answer. Army had 70 in 2018 against Houston.
Wow.
So I guess it's not that rare.
I guess.
For the Black Knights. All right, Clemson at Pittsburgh. Again, the three of us still believing in Dabo. I don't know why. They have really fallen off. Tim and Andrew both went Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh rolls in that game. Here's your trivia of the week. There's only 2 Power 5 schools that have not scored 20 points in a game against another Power 5 team. Clemson is one of those.
Wow.
They haven't scored 20 against a Power 5 team yet this year.
Who would be?
Arizona's the other.
I should have known that.
Arizona and Clemson.
How about Dabo's quote this week? Did you see his one where he was like,
get us now,
somebody's like, if you're going to hate on us, you might as well get it in now. I was like, that's probably not going to age great unless you win a national title again here pretty soon.
I mean,
they've fallen.
Yeah. I feel like they've never really been good on the offensive line, and it's probably catching up with them now. But Dabo likes to run his mouth, and people, with the target already on your back.
I mean, he had the best quarterback in football for 4 years. He had a first-round pick at running back. I mean, it's hard to replace, but also they were kind of the same thing with Spencer Rattler. We anointed that quarterback king before he even proved anyone to anything, which is, again, hard to do.
DJ has now been benched at Clemson. All right, our last game from last week, USC and Notre Dame, great classic rivalry. 4 of us took the Irish, and we're correct. Jessica, you, me, Andrew, and Tim. Jeremiah went with the boys from Troy.
The lack of talent at USC right now is it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm used to turning on USC and seeing dudes running all over the place, and that's the first time I've truly watched USC this year, and they're not a good football team. They don't have the talent. And that coach, I mean, the 2-minute situation at the end of the half that they just totally botched, I was like, I knew right then and I was like, well, I lost this game.
It was awful. So here we go. Here are the totals for last week. Andrew comes through with a 7-3 mark.
Andrew!
Way to go,
Andrew!
He and I both went 7-3. Jessica and Tim both go 6-4. And somebody went sub 500. Jeremiah only 4-6.
Pain. So much pain. It's all right. Minor setback, major comeback week. Great.
So here are the seasonal standings. Jessica out in front at 69-20. I am 6 games back of her. Man, Jessica, you open up this thing. I am a game ahead of Tim, and in 4th place is Jeremiah. You are 8 back of Jessica now, and Andrew is 12 back of Jessica, despite going 7-3.
So I'm fighting Andrew now for last place. I was in 2nd last week, and now I'm fighting Andrew for last place. Golly.
How quickly it can change. All right, let's go to this week's games. Michigan State, 11 o'clock in the Big Ten on tomorrow. It's a 4-point. The Wolverines are a 4-point favorite on the road. Jeremiah, how about Michigan State?
I like Michigan in this one. I go back to watching our defense and what they did against Kenneth Walker there, and I think Michigan's defense is talented enough that they actually might watch our game and watch our blueprint for how we stopped him and mimic that. And with the talent they have coming off the edge there with Aiden Hutchinson and Ross and all those amazing players they have, I think they'll bottle up Kenneth Walker. And Michigan State is always kind of those, like, they play really good and then they just can't beat Michigan.
Have they even been tested, though, Michigan State? What's the toughest?
Us.
Yeah.
It was
so,
us.
Probably.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I'm going with Michigan.
Yep.
I am too. I just think they're a more well-rounded team. McNamara showed me a lot when what he did here when he got pushed against the wall. I think there's more playmakers on the defense for the Wolverines. I think they get it done on the road. We all are in the Michigan bandwagon, as Andrew and Tim also go with the Wolverines. Okay, Jessica, big matchup in the Big Ten West, Iowa and Wisconsin. This is also an 11 o'clock game tomorrow. The Badgers, the home team, a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah, and I really went back and forth with this one. I think I'm going to go with Wisconsin. I'm going to go with the home team. I mean, I just think, not that they figured it out, because I've been a Wisconsin hater from week number 1, but I also don't think Iowa has it all figured out either. So I'm going to give it to the home team. I think they're going to be fired up, feel like they've got, some confidence going into this one.
Yeah, I think I have to go with Wisconsin as well. Watching their defense, studying Purdue this week and watching that Wisconsin defense really is kind of what turned my mind. I mean, they have the 2 best inside linebacker duo in all of college football, and Jack Sanborn and Leo Chanel, and they're getting after the quarterback. And again, we watched it. If Iowa doesn't force turnovers, which against Grand Mertz they might, but I think the home team is the reason. If this was in Kinnick, I'm going
Right.
Iowa. In Madison, I got to go with Wisconsin.
I'm with you. I think the Badgers figured a little bit something out. The running back is not bad. He's got a little rhythm. Mertz is getting a little bit of confidence. Love their inside backers. Iowa, I just think's not quite right. The 3 of us are in agreement with Wisconsin. Andrew and Tim both go Iowa.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
3-2 split here. Okay, Rutgers at Illinois. Rutgers off a bye. Illinois off that 9 overtime win. I think the 9 overtime win is going to drain Illinois. I think Rutgers with a bye. I like the Scarlet Knights to go into Champaign and beat them.
I'm with you. I think the Scarlet Knights are going to go into Champaign. I think that was a bit of more Penn State not playing well versus Illinois playing really well. I think Rutgers is a team that we've watched week in and week out get better and have good chances. I think that Rutgers can score more than Illinois can score because their quarterback is still kind of a mess.
I'm with you guys. I'm with Rutgers on that one as well. I just think they're going to have such a hangover coming off that Penn State loss or Penn State win.
I'm surprised. Penn State was the ultimate trap game. They've got the Buckeyes this week. They don't respect Illinois coming in there. I think they just fell into that thing. But again, it's a 3-2 split. The producers go Illinois. So Andrew and Tim both go with the Illini. The 3 of us go with Rutgers. Okay, Indiana at Maryland. Indiana's really been messy. Maryland got beat up by the Gophers last week, but they're a home favorite, 5.5 points favorite in that game. How about Maryland and Minnesota? Or Indiana?
I'm going to go Maryland. I'm going to go with Maryland here because that Indiana team, man.
This is the first time you've picked against Indiana, I think.
Because I'm a Tom Allen believer. I like that guy. I like him as a coach, but I might be falling into the trap of Ohio State might be just that good, but Indiana looked like they quit in that game. They looked, granted, they're getting it poured on them, but they did not have much fight in them. I think they're hanging on by a thread versus I think Maryland's actually building a little bit of momentum. Even though they got beat up by the Gophers, I think that they got some good things going for them, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
And at home, I'm with you. I'm going with Maryland as well.
I mean, it's not exactly a home field advantage in Maryland.
But, you know.
Not huge.
Not traveling.
All 5 of us go with the Terps in that game. By the way, these are our Big Ten game predictions presented by Choices Treatment Center, helping people make positive choices. Minnesota, the Gophers, tied for first in the West. They travel to Evanston to take on Northwestern. Jessica, you got to lean in this game.
Minnesota. I'm going to think Minnesota keeps it rolling.
They are favored.
Jeremiah was the one that literally sat here and said Northwestern might not win another game.
I did, and I still believe that they might not win another one this year, but This would be another classic Fitzgerald goes in and beats.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Northwestern won either.
I wouldn't be surprised if Northwestern wins, but I'm going to stick with the Gophers because I do think that they're going to be looking at this like, hey, we can win the West. They're a motivated football team. They're going to lean heavy on that offensive line and just kind of wear out. I mean, I watched us wear them out, and Minnesota is much larger than we are on the front. I think they just wear out this defense.
They're favored by 7.5. I don't know if they cover. It might be closer to that, but I do think the Gophers go in and get a road win. I think they can see the future. They can see they have a chance to win this division. I don't think they stumble in this game. All right, night game in the Big Ten tonight. Penn State at Ohio State. Buckeyes more than a 2-touchdown favorite. I don't think they really have much of a problem at all in this game. I like OSU.
OHIO, man, they are figured it out. They're a top 5 team, if not a playoff contender team this year after watching them.
Yep, they're scary. I'm going with Ohio State. And I've been a Penn State believer this whole year, but I'm out on them this week.
I think it might be closer than people think early.
Maybe.
I think early. I think Penn State's going to come fired up off that loss last week. They're going to feel like they have something to prove, but I just don't think that skill-wise they can hang with Ohio State.
There's so many weapons on that Buckeye team. They've got 4 or 5 guys that can take it to the house every time they touch the football. It's just crazy.
And they got a first-round pick at left tackle that can protect their young quarterback. I mean, they are an NFL farm team like they have been for the last 4 or 5 years.
All right, Jessica, let's go to the Big 12 next. Baylor hosting Texas. Baylor's the ranked team, and they're the favored team in this game.
How much are they favored by?
I think it's 6. I'll have that for you here in a moment.
6, okay. Well, Texas has obviously not had a couple of good...
3, I'm sorry, 3.
So they're favored by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I really think Baylor will probably win this one, but I think Texas might find a way to win.
I was going to pick Texas.
So you're going Texas?
Yes, I'm going Texas.
I was going to pick Texas, but I got to try and climb my way back in this thing. So let's go Bears. Let's go Bears. I think that they might pull it off. I think Texas might still be having a little hungover from these big losses, and I think the Bears might pull this one out now.
Yeah, I just don't like where Texas is mentally. Sick 'em. Baylor's going to win this game at home. They're going to storm the field down there in Waco, Texas, after this game. All right, Jeremiah, let's go to the SEC. Auburn and Ole Miss. Ole Miss playing some really good football. Beat LSU last week. Now they have to go on the road to play Auburn. The Auburn Tigers are a 2.5-point favorite. This is going to be a fun one.
I'm going to record this game so I can watch this game big time, but I got to go with Ole Miss. I think that their scoring, their ability to score fast, I think is going to be the difference in this game.
I'm going to go with Auburn.
Of course you are.
You just picked against me.
I know, so it's fine.
No, I don't know. Still not a complete believer in Ole Miss, and at Auburn, just give me Auburn. They came up big for me with Arkansas.
Yep.
So
it's hard to keep getting up week after week after week. We know that here. Don't use the word flat. But Tennessee, and they had the big explosion there. Then they beat LSU last week at home, caused a huge meltdown on the LSU postgame show. I don't know if you guys saw the video of that. That was hilarious.
Fantastic.
I think Auburn gets it done. I'm with Jessica. I think Auburn protects home turf. They beat an Ole Miss team that's a little bit drained emotionally in this game. All right, North Carolina at Notre Dame. Early in the year, this looked like it could be an unbelievable matchup, but Carolina's been very disappointing. The Irish, they just find ways to win. I think they do again this week.
Yeah, I mean, I picked against them last week, so I can't do it again. So I'll go the old Fighting Irish this week.
I'm with you guys, Notre Dame.
All 5 go with the Irish in this game, even though this is a pretty tight spread in this game. Irish are favored, but only, let me find I had the line here a moment ago. They are favored by 3. All right, we'll finish it up with another kind of a sneaky under-the-radar game, but it's a good matchup. SMU ranked 19th in the country. They're 7-0, Jessica, are the Ponies. They're at Houston, who is 6-1. Better say this is a coin flip game. How about this one?
I'm going to go with SMU, man. That offense is legit. I literally watched Tanner Mordecai, Grant Calcaterra at Oklahoma for several years. Tanner Mordecai is the real deal. He just was behind a couple of elite quarterbacks, right? So I'm going to go with Tanner Mordecai and the Mustangs.
Yeah, I got to go with SMU as well. I think that their offensive ability is pretty special, what they're going on down there. But I think this is going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a lot because Houston can score some points as well.
Give me the new Big 12 member. Give me the Houston Cougars. I'm going against the grain here. I'm the only one to go Houston in this one, so we'll see how that goes. Again, it's a pick 'em. I'll go the home team in a pick 'em game.
That's fair. That's a very fair statement.
Dana Holgerson coaching.
That will be a fun one.
In Houston, I think that's a night game. We might be able to see some of that
Might
when
sneak
we get
into that
wrapped
one.
up with this one. It is 6 o'clock It's the game on the Deuce after the Huskers game.
Oh, victory vows and some freaking SMU football. Let's go.
There you go. All right. We feeling good about them, huh?
I do. I feel better about this week. I'm bouncing back.
Because you picked basically every team I picked.
I knew you were going to say that.
Let's see.
I think I have one different than you.
2, I think.
2. It's all right.
You have 2.
It's 2 wins for me.
Normally
2 L's
it's
for
like
you.
we're completely opposite. So
Very good. All right. I'll see you in pregame tomorrow.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
Very good. Hey, if you or someone you love has a gambling problem, call Choices Treatment Center at 402-476-2300 or go to the website choicestreatmentcenter.com. We got more Sports Highlight coming up next.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection. The Nebraska Lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
At Subaru, they love building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The redesigned 2021 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. An upgrade in horsepower means you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. Visit DeTow Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or at DeTowSubaru.com. Upgraded horsepower available on select models.
Finally, it's time to tailgate, to find your spot in a sea of red, to get together with family and fans, and to share what makes Husker football season the best. This season, share Valentino's Tailgater tradition with their Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours at valentinos.com. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections, when it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/prioritycare.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Experience the Woodhouse Lincoln difference today. We make it easy to find the right vehicle for you.
like the 2021 Lincoln Nautilus. Find comfort in the extreme with revitalizing interior features and a sculpted exterior design. Lincoln keeps you safe on your journey with Lincoln Copilot 360, a suite of safety features that come standard. Elevate your driving and shopping experience with Woodhouse Lincoln by visiting us at Woodhouse Place or online woodhouselincoln.net.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Here is a before winter to-do list from J-Tech Construction. Let's start with windows. Triple pane window technology has saved homeowners countless dollars on heating and cooling bills. Siding serves a crucially important purpose, protecting your home and insulating it from adverse weather conditions. And don't forget about your roof. Designing your roof should be simple and painless, and J-Tech offers several payment plan options. One more thing on your to-do list, call J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between now and November 12th to get yourself entered for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa game on November 26th in Lincoln that will include pre-game tailgate passes. See participating AGCO locations across Nebraska, and you could be a winner this season. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you on a Friday night. Okay, we've made our picks. How's our chat room folks doing? They've now joined us the last couple of weeks with this.
Yeah, they talk about it all throughout the week and waiting for the winner of the announcement of the winner. And this week, Joe Gangwish, he is the winner. He also went 7-3, tied you and Andrew. So
solid.
Joe is the winner. Korn is still leading the standings, though. He went 6-4. He tied me this week, but he was the winner last week. So he's currently the leader in the chat.
All right. So very good. Chat room folks, get in there, make your picks for the weekend. Make sure you're down and registered for that. Time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Let's head to the phones ourselves. Let's go up to Minnesota and our friend Tim. Good evening, Tim. Welcome to the program.
Thanks. Good evening. Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask this of Trev, but couldn't quite get on when it came to my mind, and that is listening to a little bit of Big Red reaction after we lost to Minnesota. The thing that I noticed among the frustrations is that people were just talking about, Nebraska back to quote unquote maybe their old ways from a year back or whatever, repeating the same mistakes I could definitely see that, but the concern was, but I think just like you were saying, they came out flat, and the thing that especially kind of gave back more credibility was watching Oklahoma against Kansas, how they came out flat, so definitely not unique to us, but I would have been really interested to hear what Trev would have said. It's encouraging to hear his support for Coach Frost, and also, definitely anxious to see what happens tomorrow against Purdue because a lot of margin for error was lost when we lost to Minnesota. So that'd be it.
No doubt. Yeah, Tim, appreciate the phone call. You're right. I mean, teams are flat. That's what I was saying the Monday after the Minnesota game. You hate it when it's your team that does it, but it happens. Now, I thought Nebraska certainly battled back and gave themselves a chance to win that game. That's an encouraging sign, but ultimately you're judged by wins and losses, and it goes down as a loss. Jessica, I really believe we're going to see a spirited effort tomorrow from this team. I feel like the week off is going to give them a bounce. I really think they're going to play well tomorrow.
I think so too, and just getting back out there. We heard Jeremiah talking about it last night about how you don't get back out there and forget about that loss. I think it's fueled them. You said they might be a little bit mad about it, and so I do not. Seeing around the campus and around the facilities, they seem to be in great spirits, and again, for a lot of these guys, you never know. The time's ticking down on them being able to put on that Husker uniform, and some guys trying to get to the NFL. I mean, there's still just so much to play for. It's not over, and they all realize that. I mean, as much as they were disappointed with how they played at Minnesota, there's still a lot on the table, and they are very aware of that.
33% of the season is still to be played. So,
yeah.
I mean, we've got 4 games left in this football season. It is far from over for this team. Tim, great to hear from you. Time to tell you that this season you can share Valentino's Tailgater Tradition with our Big Red Double Jumbo deal, getting two one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours online at valentinos.com. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. We're back with more of the show next. Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next-level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Back in our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. Stephen Bellevue wants us to know that the Auburn quarterback has a bad ankle. That could influence that pick a little bit. We'll see. I went Ole Miss. Did you go Auburn?
I went Auburn, yeah.
I went Auburn too. I did go Auburn. So, all right, I might bomb out on that. We'll see. Hey, got to play the game still.
Well, Auburn, I mean, still, Ole Miss's defense hasn't looked great.
No, you're right.
So even with the bum ankle, I don't know. Just the home crowd, as you said, Ole Miss has been having to get up every single week, and they're kind of due for a letdown, I feel like.
We're going to have parachuters tomorrow.
Yes.
How fun is that going to be?
And some what's the airplanes, the F-160s? Yep. It's going to be a fun pregame. I mean, shout out, kudos to, just the entire team, the marketing team, the Husker Vision team. The game day experience surrounding just the actual game has been just second to none this year. They've had so many cool new elements, and just each week there's a new wrinkle, and it's been awesome to be a part of too.
The Wings of Blue United States Air Force parachute team. They will be jumping tomorrow into the stadium during pregame, so you want to be in your seats. You do not want to miss that. That is going to be fun to see.
That's fascinating, by the way, how they kind of measure that. I haven't been in the plane, but I've interviewed them about kind of the whole process, and it is crazy because, you just got to time it out perfectly, and then they have to steer that parachute that they train so long for to get, right there and land on that 50-yard line. It's impressive.
Should be cool. So do not be late. Get to your seats and have that going. Also, I want to tell you I know that the pedestrian traffic on West Stadium Drive has been really bad after the last couple of home games. They're going to have some more some signage up out there and try to get people going certain ways instead of just kind of a mad dash after the game. So be patient if you exit the stadium on the west side for the game tomorrow. Buckle up, put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. 1 hour in the books. We're going to hear a little bit from Nuri Newilly, who is an offensive lineman for the Cornhuskers, and Tim Newton, the voice of the Boilermakers, will join us next hour. Come on back. Still some more fun to be had.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You could win a 2021 Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive Super Crew truck from the Woodhouse Auto family this season. If the Huskers return the first or second half opening kick for a touchdown, Woodhouse will give away an F-150. New contestants will be chosen each week. For details on how to enter the Woodhouse Auto Family Kickoff Contest and official rules, go to woodhousekickoff.com. That's woodhousekickoff.com.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
Here we go again. The celebrating, the accolades. Ever since we added Marco to our team, our technology can't lose. Day after day, success after success, Marco's made our business IT a force to be reckoned with. The only drawback of being technology all-stars is keeping champagne away from the electronics. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Welcome inside the Acres Broadcast Center. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is your Sports Nightly Ticker. Huskers cross country competed at the Big Ten Championships in Pennsylvania this morning. Senior Erica Freyhoff led the way for women's cross country as she was named to the All Big Ten second team after finishing 13th in the women's 6K with a time of 21 minutes and 6.8 seconds. The women's team finished as a whole in 11th in their field with a total of 289 team points. Huskers men finished 9th in their race, recording 274 points. Elsewhere in college sports tonight, there are 2 Division I football games going on at the moment, while one later tonight, but Navy is taking on Tulsa, and that one's currently scoreless in the first quarter. And then UNLV takes on Nevada later tonight at 9 p.m. In the pros, it's Game 3 of the World Series tonight. That one's just about getting set to be underway. They're in the pregame right now. A little bit of rain and wind, but things look good for an on-time start at 7:09 p.m. Central. It'll be Luis Garcia going for the Astros, while Ian Anderson will deal for the Braves. And that one trying to decide who will take the 2-1 lead in the series. In the NBA, it's a busy night, but there are a few key matchups to keep an eye on, as currently the 3-1 Heat lead the 4-1 Hornets. That one's 13-10 in the first quarter. That's the score, with the Heat leading the Hornets 13-10. The Mavericks are in Denver tonight. That one takes place at 9 p.m. as they take on the Nuggets. And the Lakers and LeBron take on his hometown and former team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, at 9:30 p.m. In the NHL, the undefeated Panthers lead the Red Hot Red Wings 2-0 after the first. This coming one day after the Panthers head coach Joel Quenneville resigned in wake of his ties to the Chicago Blackhawks scandal that has rocked the hockey world this week. The winless Blackhawks currently trail the undefeated Hurricanes 4-2 after the first 20 minutes. And in a Metro Division clash between the upstart Rangers and Blue Jackets, New York leads that one 2-0 after the first period. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network.
Live inside Memorial Stadium, this is the Huskers Radio Network.
Rolling to the right side is DeMorat being pressured, throws downfield, pass is intercepted, picked off by the Cornhuskers. It's Deontay Williams, second pick of the day, third turnover forced by the Black Shirts, and Nebraska will take over. 3rd and 5 from the 7. Pistol set, 2 wideouts left, lever to the near side. In motion is Toure, snap back, turn, run the option of the near side. Adrian pitches it back to Samore to the 5. He is in. Touchdown, Nebraska.
It's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down. Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are, final hour of the night, final hour of the week of Sports Nightly here as we send you into the final weekend of October, Halloween weekend. Halloween coming up on Sunday. Huskers back at home after not being here for a couple of weeks. They had the road game in Minnesota, then the bye week, then 2:30 kickoff tomorrow, 10:30 pregame coverage here on HRN. Coming up here in a few minutes, we're going to hear from Nori Nuwili, who is this week's Cornhusker Conversation, the offensive lineman for the Cornhuskers who grabbed a starting spot a couple of games ago and has done really well. He's graded out very well. Looking forward to hearing a snippet of that. The full thing will air during Husker Game Day tomorrow. And Tim Newton, the voice of the Boilermakers, will join us in this hour to give us a preview of the 4-3 Boilers, who were ranked a week ago but got beat by Wisconsin. They're no longer in the top 25. We also have the phone lines wide open for you if you want to join us with a comment or thought about the matchup tomorrow. 402-413-2400. You can either give us a call or fire off a text as well. I know you enjoy really sitting down and kind of digging into the lives of these athletes, and I think you really had a good time this week with Nuri.
Yeah, he's got such a great personality, and you heard Jeremiah talking about it. I mean, he's playing really well, but he's also just, it's easy to like him when you sit down and have a conversation with him. So, another 20-minute conversation that felt like 5, but kind of exploring his background and kind of getting to know how he got to where he is. And so a full conversation will air coming up tomorrow on Husker Game Day. But again, wanted to give you guys a little preview right now. What is football like in Germany?
I've said this before. Football is like Madden in Germany. Like there's not really people that know a whole lot about football. Obviously now that they have the European Football League, it gets bigger again. But when I played, it was just, especially with the team I played, the coaches were more fans, and like it's kind of hard to like get the plays, and some of the plays were actually Madden plays. But like I, for example, sometimes had to coach the O-line or D-line, even though I've never played either, Wow. It's different, very different, especially money-wise. You know, we don't have the money to have practice every day and feed people and whatever. Like, I'd practice twice a week. We played every 2-3 weeks, maybe, if that happened, you know. So it's very different. It's a club sport too. It's not like a school sport. We don't really have school sports. So it's very different, very, very different.
So how'd you even get into it then?
I played soccer most of my life, and I was a goalkeeper. I was a very proud goalkeeper. But eventually I had this thing called Osgood-Schleiter's. It's like this thing like right under the knee where the growth capsule kind of like grows out and just becomes painful. And the only way to like heal it apparently is just like, you know, settle down, don't do like hard sports that go on your knees. And so for a year I set out and basically just did rehabilitative sports like swimming, bike riding, and stuff like that. And after that year, I tried to go back into soccer. I just didn't enjoy it as much. Like, it just felt off. And so I just went through a bunch of different sports. Went to like volleyball, handball, did track for a little bit, did tennis for a little bit. You know, like just trying a bunch of different sports. And eventually, two of my friends, they said like, there's a football team. Like, I knew the football team was there, but I just never was like, whatever, you know. But they wanted to go, and I was like, you know, might as well just try that out. And ever since that day we were at that practice, I loved the sport.
Wow. So what position did you play?
So I started off as a tight end, punter, kicker, defensive end.
Okay.
And I was that basic. Well, I had 2 numbers every game. I had a number for the offensive line, and I had a number to receive balls. So I wore 78, I think, for the O-line, because I was the only big jersey that they had, and then 99 for a tight end. So I could like just do that. But most of the time I was a tight end, and then punter, defensive end.
So once you kind of get to high school, what went into the decision? Did football kind of play into the decision to want to be a foreign exchange student and come over here to America?
I mean, not really, because like I said, I always wanted to do something like a exchange year and just seeing different cultures and like, you know, living with a family that is not mine, you know, basically. And football just kind of like played into that, you know. Just I knew that in high school here in the United States, sports is a really big thing, and especially in like American families. And I knew that, you know, I'm gonna have the chance to maybe play for the football team. I didn't know that I was gonna be like playing, but you know, I was gonna try out and see if I could. And then same with wrestling and same with track. And to be fully honest, I didn't really want to do wrestling, but I was kind of thrown into that because the wrestling coach was like, "You are wrestling this year." So. But I ended up enjoying it. It just was very different to sports in Germany.
Yeah, what was the first time you kind of start playing football over here? What was that like? How was it? What was the transition like?
Well, I actually didn't play the very first game because a couple days before the first game, one of our offensive linemen rolled into my knee, and I was a nose tackle, and he rolled into my knee, and our trainer was like, "You're not playing until you get knee braces." Because I was too heavy or too big, because they were like, "Oh yeah, every high school offensive line is going to just cut you." And so he was like, "You're not playing." And I was super frustrated because at the time I thought like I tore my meniscus or something like that because I was hurt. I couldn't walk. And so we played Beatrice was the first game, and I remember we beat their butts really bad, and I was upset because I couldn't play because I would have like just tried to show out basically. But then the second game was against Crete, and then I had my knee braces. I was ready. First play, got a pancake, and since then it's kind of history.
Wow. When did you kind of, I mean, it had to be, I mean, coming from Germany, a lot of guys that grow up playing football here, kind of, that's the dream, is to play college football. Yep. I mean, how did that kind of evolve for you, being that, I mean, it is kind of a different journey for you?
I didn't know what college really was. Like, I knew, universities, and I just didn't know that like sports were so relevant here. And with Nebraska football, I'm gonna be fully honest. Before I came here, I had no clue what it was. I didn't know Nebraska had a football team. I didn't know Nebraska had a university. To be fully honest, I didn't know Nebraska existed. You know, I've only heard it from The Big Bang Theory, where I think Penny was her name. She was from Nebraska in the show. Like, that was the only time I've really heard of it. And when I researched it, I saw the logo and stuff, but I just didn't really put one and one together. But going through the first few weeks of being here and like seeing a bunch of people wearing Husker stuff and I'm like, this is weird. Like, I want to know what this is about. And so I went to the first game against, I think it was Colorado or Akron, the one that got canceled, like after the kickoff. And I was sitting in the stands, and me and my host brother were sitting in the stands the entire time while there was music playing and everybody was going crazy, just singing songs. And there was no football game. We were singing for 2.5 hours, and there was nothing happening. Like, it was rain delay and then lightning delay, and then I canceled the game. So, like, but I thought it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, just seeing 90,000 people screaming at nothing. But, like, you know, from then, like, I saw the craziness of the Nebraska fans, and I love that. And from then on, you know, I went to Coach Frost's first win against Minnesota, just seeing the people around, loving something that you love too, but like in a way more intense way, especially with college football or in general any sport here in Nebraska, just kind of did that for me. Like, I want to go into college. And at the time I was like, you know, these people are way bigger than me, way faster than me. I'm not going to be able to play against these people. But then, like, throughout the year, you know, Coach Austin and Coach Frost came out, like, called me and talked to me and were like, hey, like, you might have a chance, you know? And so throughout that year, I eventually got more and more offers from, like, smaller schools, and it kind of, like, slowly went up in offers into bigger schools. And I think maybe 3-4 weeks before that, like, deadline was like, okay, now, like, I have to decide if I want to go to college or not, you know? And I went on, I think, like 14 recruiting visits just to different schools. Literally went from Doane all the way up to Colorado State. And, you know, like, I think it was like 3 days before the period, I went to Colorado State, and I was like, okay, like, now I have to decide. Like, I have to decide where I'm going, if I want to go somewhere. And if I do, I'll have to get my high school diploma. So, like, that second semester would have been, like, all stress, just even if I didn't want to, you know, then I would have just stressing myself out. But, you know, everybody told me I had the chance, and I will be getting the chance. And so that was kind of like that played into that. I was like, you know what, I have to do it.
So you can hear, again, that full conversation with Nuri coming up tomorrow on Husker Game Day. And how about that? He sat in the stands. The football game got canceled, and it was he still was having such a great time in the stands. It was one of the best experiences of his life.
That is great.
And that's what made him want to play college football, was from that day, sitting in the stands.
He is fun to listen to. You're right. He's really just entertaining. He's got kind of a lift to his voice. It just, you can tell he enjoys life.
Yeah, he's just a light. And, I mean, it's just you talk to him and you just enjoy chatting with him, and it's easy to like him. And I think the more, he plays well, the more fans get to know him and hear him. I think he's going to continue to be a fan favorite. And, he's playing so well, and they need him to. Part of the conversation you'll hear tomorrow, he and Teddy are really close, and we're playing a lot together on the twos.
Right.
And when they got pulled up together, they kind of already had that chemistry and because it is, playing next to the guy that you've played with a lot. So that kind of, was good for both of them, that they got moved into that spot together and started together, because they already kind of had that. They knew how to play next to each other. So, Nuri was obviously devastated for Teddy, but, I think those two are going to play a lot of football together moving forward.
His first start was the Northwestern game, and I think you talked to him after the game.
Yeah.
You were like, whoa, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Going back to him again.
Yeah, and I was like, well, you're going to be a go-to for every, and I don't think it was just me. I think that a lot of the media likes listening to him talk. The offensive linemen are such good interviews. All of them are, really. I mean, it's really impressive. And, I know that it's a lot goes into that, and obviously Jeremiah and Brendan are both fantastic.
Don't
tell
those guys that,
though. I won't tell them while they're here. But, they're both such, so knowledgeable and, understand how to break things down and have to know so much about that game, But the personalities on that offensive line are great, too. I mean, Turner talked to me after the Minnesota, and he was great, too, after the loss. And that's not easy to do, and he was great to talk to. So, but yeah, Nuri's going to continue to win people over throughout his time here.
Let's talk about that a little bit more. It's easy to walk up to that podium or step in front of a microphone when you win. It's hard after a loss.
Yeah.
And we've had some gut punch losses this year. And I've been so impressed with how many of the players on this team have stepped forward. They haven't hidden from it. They haven't run from it. It was really tough in Minnesota. That one really hurt 2 weeks ago, but 3 or 4 of them did stop and talk to you for the locker room show.
Yeah, and even Michigan State that one was really, really tough. And the captains, and I think they wanted to have their voice out there. It was Austin Allen and it was Cam Taylor-Britt, and both of them were great. Were fantastic. But it's interesting. Cam Jurgens, of course, the leader of the offensive line, he wants to talk after losses, and he does not like to do media, but he wants to talk. He wants to kind of be, I think he feels maybe a little bit on his shoulders to be the one that kind of stands up and, takes the brunt of it, wants to take that off other people and off Adrian, off of whoever it might be, that, he wants to be the guy that kind of defends this team. I think that speaks a lot about him, that, he wants to be the guy that's going up there and saying, no, this is how it is. And, but yeah, the way that they've handled it's been so, and JoJo and the guys after Oklahoma, Adrian, after the Oklahoma loss, it really has been impressive, because I've dealt with teams that have, after they've lost football games, and it was awful. And I mean, yes, is it more enjoyable to interview guys after wins? Absolutely. But this whole team, and that's what I've said all year, how enjoyable it's been to cover this team, from doing the feature interviews to doing the, press conference interviews, the podcast, the post-game interviews. It's just been such a joy to cover this team. And so hopefully they get a win on Saturday, because they deserve it. Like, this is such a good group of guys.
Well, I wanted to talk about that because that's something we see that the folks don't see. And the folks get mad when they lose, and we got to get rid of everybody and all this stuff. But there's a lot of things going right with this program, and that to me is a big indicator. Are they willing to step forward when it's tough? And this group has done that. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of players that won't, refuse to do it, that don't want to have anything to do with answering the tough questions. There's a lot of players. In fact, I would go on a limb and say it's probably the vast majority of college football teams. Those players do not want to step up and answer the tough questions, but these guys will. I mean, it's a mature group that understands, and they kind of came into it with lofty goals and high expectations and big words, and things haven't gone their way every time this year, but they're still very close-knit team, and they still really enjoy being around each other, and they've been through so much together. I mean, that adversity brings together a team, and I really think, and like you said, I think it's going to be a team that comes out inspired tomorrow. I think they're going to come together because of the things that they've had to go through. I mean, it's been a tough, that Minnesota game was not what they planned on, and it was not what they wanted to do. But, again, I think they'll use this game on Saturday. There's a lot of 6-year guys that this is absolutely it for them, playing in the uniform. There's some guys that might leave, and I just think at a certain point in the season, even though there's several big games left, at some point you start to maybe kind of think about, okay, my time is winding down as a Husker. And you want to go out there and leave it all out there on that field. And there's still, again, a lot to play for. So I think this team will have the right mindset going into these last 4 games. I'm with you. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment, a question, or fire off a text. If you call us, you're doing that on our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance and buy online at woodhouse.com. More of the show coming up next.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
You always dreamed of owning your own farm. Now you're living your dream, and it's time to pick the tractor that makes it all come together. Massey Ferguson has reinvented what compact and utility tractors can be and redefined what they do, making them easier to operate, more comfortable to drive, more versatile than ever. Massey Ferguson gives Nebraska farmers the power and performance to win in the field. Osceola Implement in Osceola, Nebraska, your locally owned Massey Ferguson dealer. Proud supporters of the Huskers and Nebraska farmers. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. What is highbid.com? It's the online auction site for just about everything under the sun. Art and antiques, cars and coins, office equipment and furniture, toys and tools. You can find it all at highbid.com. Highbid.com gives you access to thousands of auctions across the USA and around the world. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. Go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com and find what you're looking for today.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter agent Brent Custer in Broken Bow and get the insurance coverage you need at the right price.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance. All without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Between 6 and 8 million Americans meet the criteria for gambling addiction, and many more are affected by another person's gambling problem. Problem gambling is not a bad habit or a moral weakness. It is a serious disorder. With help, problem gamblers can make decisions to improve their lives. If you or someone you love has a gambling problem, contact Choices Treatment Center in Lincoln. For more information, go to the website choicestreatmentcenter.com or problemgambling.nebraska.gov.
Back in our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. 402-413-2400, the number to join us with a comment or question. Let's head to the phones. Go to Omaha. Mike, you're up next. Good evening.
Yeah, I thought you guys made a great point about the character of so many of these players. I mean, the excruciating losses. I mean, is it true every loss has been within a touchdown?
Yes. Worst losses by 8 to Illinois.
To Illinois, right. I mean, virtually every game was winnable. I mean, it's unbelievable. But the leaders on this team, and a lot of them are on defense, but a guy like Austin Allen or this kid from Germany, there's just a lot of quality people, and they're not stupid. They know what's going right and what's going wrong. And it's like if each played just a little better, I mean, it starts with one game, and obviously this game is huge, but anything can happen, and I'm including Ohio State. So what I'm saying is good things should happen to people like this, and I think they will. I think that rest is going to help the defense because I think they were getting a little beat up.
Absolutely. I mean, great point. I agree with you. Good things should happen to good people, and these are good people on this football team. And we were talking in the break. I've covered teams that have gone to the college football playoff and have not had this much fun covering a team. Just, it can be in any team across the country. It can be a lot to cover, and this team has made it so enjoyable to do every single interview. I mean, it's just they're so great to be around, and they are good people, and you hope things kind of turn the tide, but they're just a few little mistakes here or there that have kept them from getting in the win column on a few of these, and you hope that they can figure out a way to get over that hump here to close out this season.
Mike, appreciate the call. We talked about the word fun. We are joined now by Tim Newton, the play-by-play voice of Purdue football. You've had some fun this year, Tim, with the Blooders at 4-3 as they sit there here just past the midway point.
Greg, if you like roller coasters, you'd love this 2021 Purdue football team because it's been up one week and down the next, and we don't know where the ride's going today, but it's going to be fun to watch it.
Tim, tell me how have they transformed themselves defensively? Because as I look at the tape, it's a really solid group on that side of the ball.
Yeah, and that's really been the biggest difference since the 2020 season. Jeff Brom completely redid his coaching staff on that side. 4 new defensive coaches. 3 of them are labeled co-defensive coordinators, although really Brad Lambert is the guy that makes the calls on game day. But basically, it was a mindset as much as it was a strategic decision and alignment. It's basically attack. They are not playing off receivers like they did a year ago. They're blitzing more than they did a year ago, and they're really trying to move forward. A big part of that defense has been George Karloff. This is the defensive end who's been really sensational all year. Although he doesn't have the big sack numbers, he's been in the opponent's backfield most of the season, and that has disrupted a lot of opposing offenses and has been one of the reasons that Purdue has had some success defensively.
You know what? Last year, these two teams played in December. He did not play. He was hurt, and I think may have been on the COVID list at that point in time. Is there a feeling, Tim, that this might be the last year for him in Purdue? So I know a lot of NFL scouts like this guy a lot.
There is no question. Boilermaker fans are trying to get as much as they can of George this year because this is going to be it. I don't think there's any question that he will go to the NFL draft next year. And every projection that I've seen so far has him as a first-round draft pick, and I've seen a couple of projections have him listed in the top 10. He is a disruptor, and he's a guy that opposing offenses have to game plan for. But, yeah, unfortunately for Purdue fans, I don't think we'll see George here for his senior season in West Lafayette.
Again, busy with Tim Newton, the voice of the Boilermakers here on the Huskers Radio Network. Let's flip it to offense. 3 quarterbacks. I mean, I see him on the stat line. I watched the game last week. They rotated those guys. What's going on with the quarterback position?
Yeah, I'd say 3 quarterbacks, no waiting here. It's been an odd season in that regard because Jack Plummer was named the starting quarterback coming into the season, and Jack has had some ups and downs like the rest of the team has. They went with Aiden O'Connell. Part of the reason for that is Purdue has not been able to get a ground game going, so they've had to throw the football. And the reason for that really is Xander Horvath has been hurt since the second game of the season, and the offensive line is not a great run-blocking line. So you add all those things together, and Aiden O'Connell has been the guy, but they've decided that Jack Plummer does some things well, and Austin Burton does some things well, and if you could mix all three of them into a quarterback, you'd have the perfect guy, but that's not the case. So the next best thing is you play all three of them. And if you go back to the Iowa game a couple of weeks ago, we actually had a situation where you had three different quarterbacks running the ball on three successive plays, and the guy that was the least likely to run, Aiden O'Connell, is the guy that scored the touchdown. So, I don't know if we'll see all three guys today, but it would not surprise me at all if we see at least two. I think you'll see Jack Plummer at some point, and Austin Burton, the UCLA transfer, has some athleticism too, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see that triumvirate. And in fact, we even saw a play last week at Wisconsin. All three of them were on the field at the same time. They tried to run a trick play, but as was the case with the rest of the game, it didn't work offensively, and they wound up getting sacked on the play instead.
Well, and when you're going to throw the football, you got to have people to throw it to, and certainly Purdue does, Tim. I mean, there's just a bevy of guys, including the tight end Durham, who looks like he's a really good player.
Yeah, David Bell's gotten a lot of the attention, and deservedly so. He had an unbelievable game a couple of weeks ago against Iowa, and as we saw last week with Wisconsin, they'll start to bracket people his way and move safeties over on that side of the field, and that really opened the middle of the field up for Payne Durham last week, and he was one-on-one for most of the game, wound up going over 100 yards in receiving, and he's a guy, too, down in the red zone where Purdue has had its issues this year. He's probably been their most dependable guy inside the 20, so he's a guy that when you get into short yardage situations and get inside the 20, they'll look at the tight end. But he's had a big season. They're waiting for that other receiver on the other side of David Bell, whether it's a T.J. Sheffield or maybe a Milton Wright, to step up and be consistent game after game. They've shown flashes, but they haven't had the consistency I think that Purdue would want this season.
We all know, Tim, how important turnovers are. And, boy, that's been a big part of your last two games, hasn't it, with Iowa going the Purdue's way, and then last week the 5 mistakes against Wisconsin. How much talk has that been around West Lafayette about that phase of the game going into this one?
Well, I don't know what the exact statistics are, but I'm guessing when teams turn the ball over 5 times in a game, they usually don't win. and that was the case last week. And the problem with most of those turnovers last week, they were all on Purdue's side of the field. So you're given a Wisconsin team that had struggled some offensively coming in a short field, and they were able to take advantage. So, yeah, turnovers have been a problem. Purdue has forced 6 in the last 2 games after only forcing 2 in the first 5 games. But last week, the turnover bug bit them on the other side, and they gave it away 5 times. They do that today against Nebraska, and it's going to be a long day for the Boilermakers.
Tim, it sure looks like there's a lot of excitement around the program in West Lafayette. I was looking at some of your attendances. You've had really good crowds for your home games this year, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. And I think part of that, frankly, is due to the COVID situation last year where people couldn't get to the stadium. But, they got off to a good start this year. They won their first 2 games, played a very good game at Notre Dame, even though they lost that one. And the ironic thing is they've had great crowds at home, and they've lost their last 2 home games. So I think they're happy to be on the road today, taking on a Nebraska team in Lincoln where they've had success in recent years. But, the crowds have come out. It'll be interesting, depending especially on how today's game goes. You've got 2 more home games this year against Michigan State and Indiana. Purdue is still 2 wins away from bowl eligibility. So if you take care of business at home, it doesn't matter what happens on the road. But I think a lot of people are still, because of the roller coaster and because of the inconsistencies, they're taking a little bit of a wait and see with these last couple of games to decide if they're going to come out in November and watch this team at Ross-Ade Stadium.
Yeah, you mentioned bowl eligibility. How much chatter is that going around? You're sitting there with 4. You have this stretch, 5-game stretch still to go. I'm sure that's got to be the goal of this team at this point, isn't it?
Oh, there's no question. I think coming into the season, you look at where Purdue started when Jeff came here in 2017, and he inherited a complete mess from the previous coaching staff and wound up getting into a bowl and winning that bowl in his first season. They got into a bowl in 2018, although they got routed in the bowl game by Auburn. And then 2019, you had just a disastrous season with injuries, really starting from the first game on. Finished 4-8 that year, and then last year in the COVID year, they only got to play 6 games, and they wound up losing the last 4. So the momentum was headed the wrong way, and I think that the key words for 2021 were try to reestablish momentum. And I think if they can get back to a bowl game, get 6 or 7 wins and maybe win a bowl game, that gets the momentum going back in the right direction. It helps you with recruiting. It gets the fans back on board. Otherwise, they're going to be counting down the days to basketball, and they're really excited here about the basketball season, but to me, it's still football time. Let's play a few more football games first.
No doubt. Tim, always great to catch up. Thank you so much. Hope you're treated well in Lincoln, and have a great rest of the season.
Greg, thanks for the sunny day, and we always appreciate that Husker hospitality.
It was sunny today. It's going to be sunny tomorrow for game time. They're talking about temperatures about 61, 62 at kickoff for that game tomorrow. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red before you dig. Always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. Phone lines open, 402-413-2400. More of the show coming up.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today we're tackling the issue of GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. GMOs may sound scary, but they're actually benefiting our environment and consumers. That's because GMO crops help solve specific problems like insects, food waste, and droughts. By selecting good traits from one plant or organism and adding them to another, farmers are safely using science to produce high-quality foods better than ever before. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. UNL has been named one of the best schools for veterans for the 5th year in a row. The ranking on the Military Times Best for Vets survey reflects the hard work of Nebraska's Military and Veteran Success Center, serving military dependents, veterans, National Guard members, active duty troops, and many Husker students in the reserves.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app. Both farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every season presents a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, which is lean into every new opportunity. They focus on their roots and continue to stay tougher together with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperative leans on their values of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. Aurora Cooperative, tougher together.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection. The Nebraska lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Isn't it about time to add a new piece of Husker gear to your closet? Check out the new 255 collection, inspired by the legendary coach Tom Osborne. With the mission to connect style with Nebraska pride, 255 was designed with the fan in mind. From Hastings to Lincoln, coach to statesman, leader to legend. Thomas William Osborne, it's all in the name. It's all in the numbers, 255 wins. This is TWO 55. Get yours today at shop.huskers.com or other participating retailers. For more information, visit huskers.com/255.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Friday night. A few more minutes left on our program. Still time if you want to offer up an opinion, a thought about Husker sports. 402-413-2400. Dennis on our text line says, since Purdue likes to throw the ball, do you think our defense will rush 3, drop 7 in coverage? Well, that would be drop 8, but I think they'll mix it up. Eric Schneider likes to dial up pressure. A couple of these quarterbacks, Jessica, aren't real mobile, so I think you want to get after a quarterback that can't run very much and try to get some sacks.
Yeah, absolutely. Crypto King, by the way, says 4 sacks tomorrow. Hopefully they make those quarterbacks look like a corpse back there in the back room, backfield.
I think we'll get some. I don't know if it's 4, but I think we'll be offering Big Macs to everybody for Monday. There's my prediction.
I do too. Big Macs are happening this
Somebody
week.
owes me a Big Mac around here.
I don't think he's here right now.
He left. So, yeah, absolutely though, Dennis. I think we'll mix coverages a lot, but I think you'll see some pressure from Nebraska. I think Joe Doman might have a big game tomorrow.
Yeah,
he's got a feeling.
Yep, I think he's a guy that's on a mission to go out of here. He's one of those guys that absolutely knows his time is winding down. He's trying to string together some games with some good film. And, for NFL scouts, as this process is about to start, I mean, there's lots of things that kind of tie in. So I could see him just coming out. He got a chance to, again, a guy that's played a lot of football, rest, rejuvenate, and I bet he is just chomping at the bit.
Been a while since you've had him on the Locker Room Show, isn't it? A couple games.
Yep. Well, I kind of had him so much at the beginning that I was trying to, spread it out, spread the love a little bit. But, yeah, he's due. He's going to have a big game, and then we'll get him on the Locker Room Show.
Yeah. I sense it coming from JoJo tomorrow. I think that, a lot of people, particularly, we have not, it's been a little while since we've kind of faced a team that just really wanted to come out and throw the ball a lot. Purdue does. They sometimes don't even care if they run. So this will be pass defense, pass rushers. I think those guys will be getting after it tomorrow for the game. 2:30. We're told that the parachuters, you want to be in your seat by 2:10?
2:10, yep. They had a practice run through today, and I mean, it is so awesome if you haven't seen it. And again, these guys are highly trained, years and years of training.
You've done that, right? You've jumped out of a plane.
I've been skydiving, yep.
Do it again?
I would do it again, yep. I would, yeah. It was fun. But I mean, I was on the tandem, so I was not controlling the parachute. So it's crazy how these guys can drive these parachutes, and they have it all planned out where they know exactly where they're landing, like to the tea, and there will be a MC down there that's kind of like, I guess calling the play-by-play of the, guys jumping out of the plane, and they hit their marks almost exact when they jump out of that plane, and they're driving those parachutes. So it's a fun show, definitely. I'm excited for it.
Gonna be cool. So and we also had somebody reach out to us, wanted to know when the Unity Walk was. It's close to 2 hours before kickoff.
2:25. I got that official time too.
12:25.
Yeah, 12:25.
A little
12:25.
bit before 2 hours before kickoff. That's when the buses unload, and they're going to unload again over by the Union, walk through the Boneyard, which is going to be operational again. The Boneyard was only going to be the first 4 games, but it was such a hit, and we knew the weather was going to be pretty good for tomorrow. It's not going to have as many tents for students to go, but it's still about half of the tents that they have for the first 4 games. So the Boneyard will be activated. The team has loved it. They have loved walking through there. They feel the spirit. I think it's really helped their performance in home games.
Yeah, and the coming through in the suits. I mean, Jeremiah has talked about how in NFL sometimes you're required to dress up, and there's just something about putting on a suit, putting on your best, and how you look good, you feel good, you play good. So I think it's been such an awesome, cool thing. And those fans have lined up. So that's what I texted on the text line. I texted the guy back, make sure you get there early, because those fans get there and line up early. So if you want a spot,
you probably be there by noon.
Yeah.
You want to really get a good spot.
But yeah, the players love it. It's just such a cool thing leading up to getting into the stadium for sure.
Is this our second 2:30 kick of the year? I think it is. Buffalo was 2:30. Everything else has either been at night or 11.
Or 11,
so
yeah.
I love 2:30s.
I do too. It's my favorite.
I can get up. I can have my cup of coffee, not be rushed in the morning, and then get to the stadium, kind of get set up. Then it starts getting a little darker toward the end of the game. I just love that. That's good stuff. All right, need to step aside, get a break in. 402-413-2400. Still time for you to be a part of the program. We'll come back with our winners and losers of the week. That's next.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Well, it's halftime. How do we kill 15 minutes?
I think I have some really old hard candies in my purse.
Ick.
Well, we could play rock, paper, scissors.
I'd rather eat the hard candy.
Oh, I forgot. I bought a bunch of Nebraska lottery scratch tickets before we came.
Excellent. Hand them down.
What a great selection. The Nebraska lottery launches new scratch games every month.
Anybody got a quarter to scratch them with? Anybody?
Hey, hand me one of those old hard candies.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Pivot control has never been easier. T&L Irrigation now offers a new control panel called Precision Point Touch. It's a full-color 7-inch graphic touchscreen that's easy to use and gives you lots of great tools to make your irrigation faster and more efficient. Set up your pivots the way you want. You can update your older controls to the new Precision Point control panel too. Call your local T&L dealer or visit TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's Cheesy Mac and Cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today's topic, animal agriculture. There's been a lot of talk suggesting that giving up meat is good for the environment. However, livestock emissions only account for less than 4% of greenhouse gas emissions, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Also, by reducing meat in your diet, you're missing out on all sorts of beneficial nutrients like protein, iron, and zinc. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Final few minutes of our Friday night show here at Sports Nightly. Again, tomorrow, busy day here on HRN as we'll have Husker Game Day starting at 10:30 for the 2:30 kickoff. Then tomorrow night, some of our affiliates will peel off and have Husker volleyball as they take on the Gophers in Minneapolis. 7 o'clock first serve, 6:30 for pregame coverage. And then Sunday, Husker men's final exhibition game against Colorado. 10 a.m. for pregame, 11 o'clock for the tip with the Colorado Buffaloes. Ken Pavelka, Jake Muehlheisen will have the call of that for you. All right, time for our winners and losers for the week. Lay them on me.
All right, I'm starting with the winner, and Nebraska women's senior golfer Kirsten Beatty. Man, what a performance by her. She's the Big Ten golfer of the week. A career best 206, 10 under, back-to-back rounds of 5 under, 67 at the White Sands Intercollegiate at Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
Yeah, that's rough, right?
Right,
rough
yeah, in
duties.
the Bahamas. So her first individual title as a Husker, and the team she leads a team to a runner-up finish, and that was a great field that they performed against. And we talked about the men's team a couple weeks ago, how important the fall is and how that kind of leads into the spring. So kudos to Kirsten. She's my winner of the week, and a big way to, close out the fall and hopefully do big things ahead in the spring, which they need her to be a big-time performer.
They're really on the come, that team is. 2 ways she's the winner. 1, she wins the tournament. 2, she gets to go to the Bahamas. That whole team was in the Bahamas for like a week.
Yeah.
That's really rough.
Really
Good
rough.
for them. All right, what about your loser?
Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know there's a lot of them around here, Kansas City Chiefs fans, but my losers are the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're bad.
Man, do you want to know how long it's been since they've scored only 3 points?
It's got to be way before Patrick Mahomes showed up.
3,220 days. It was December 30th, 2012 against the Denver Broncos when Peyton Manning was playing. It was 38-3 back in 2012.
Wow.
6 consecutive games, Mahomes has thrown an interception. The defense is bad, too. They're allowing 29 points per game. Listen to this stat. So they went from 53% chance to make the playoffs last week, now down to 34%. They came into the season 89% chance to make the playoffs and a 31% chance to make the Super Bowl. They're now down. They might not make the playoffs this year.
There is a trend. Teams that lose the Super Bowl have bad years, minus the Patriots with Belichick and Brady. Everybody else seems to fall off a ledge when you lose the Super Bowl. That's where they're watching.
Yeah, but over 3,200 days since they scored only 3 points.
Crazy. My loser, the officials who called the unsportsmanlike penalty against Iowa State last week in Ames. Just a horrendous call. I think John Walter, the play-by-play voice for the Cyclones, said it's the worst call he'd ever seen. I can't argue. That was awful. Terrible call. My winner is Pinnacle Bank Arena. The doors are back open. Fans are coming through the turnstiles. They were there for the Peru State game the other night. Dude Perfect was there last night. Joe Rogan is there tonight. It's just good to have that beautiful facility open up again.
The King is coming. George Strait.
That would be an awesome concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of the country stations in town already giving away tickets for that thing. That'll be phenomenal. The women will have their first game over there Monday night against Midland. That'll be a 7:30 tip on Monday for Amy Williams. Her 1 tune-up game before the season gets
I'm
going.
excited. I can't wait to watch them play.
That'll be cool. All right, that'll put a wrap on tonight's show. Thanks to everybody for being a part of this one. Thanks to Tim, to Mike, to Jessica. Have a great night tonight. Back here tomorrow, 10:30, pregame coverage to begin. The Huskers and the Boilermakers of Purdue as Nebraska tries to notch their 4th win of the season. Be safe this weekend. Happy Halloween to everybody. Have a good evening. We're back with you tomorrow. Husker football.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Sometimes being an office printer feels like I'm competing in an Olympic sport. Thankfully, I have Marco's Managed Print Services on my team. Marco's game plan helps me make big plays while saving big bucks. And Marco's lightning fast tech support gets me back in the game fast. I'm up. Find out what your printers could be saying with Marco's Managed Print Services at marconet.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across